Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Nickel Notes. Today we re putting the spotlight on Australia's 1970 to 50 cent, a coin many collectors whisper about as a tougher date in the copper-nickel 12-sided series. If you've heard rumors that 1970 to can be worth serious money, you're not wrong, but as always the devil is in the details. Grade, strike surfaces, and whether your piece came from pocket change or a mint set. In this video we walk through how to evaluate your coin step by step, what to look for under a loop, how to separate honest circulation wear from distracting damage, and which subtle features move the needle with dealers and grading services. We also break down value tiers from common circulated examples to pristine, uncirculated survivors, and outlines share practical tips on where to sell and how to present your coin so you don't leave money on the table. If long-form numismatics is your jam, subscribe and turn on notifications. Deep dives like this are our thing. Let's get started. Australia's modern 50 cent shifted from the round silver content 1966 issue to the familiar dodecagonal copper-nickel starting 1969 with the coat of arms reversed by Stuart Devlin, becoming a national icon. The 1970 to sits squarely in that early copper-nickel era where production quality could vary notably by die condition and press settings, making clean uncirculated examples more desirable than raw mintage numbers might suggest. Because the 50 cent piece is a workhorse denomination, circulation where stacks up quickly, bag marks on the Queen's portrait, soft detail in the shield quarters, and chatter in the fields are all common. Understanding how this design shows where is key. The emu and kangaroo feathers, the tiny pearls of the crown, and the ribbon and mantling around the shield are sensitive checkpoints for grade. Keep that mental map handy as we talk value. Collectors regard 1972 as a tougher date to source in true mint state, especially with crisp luster and minimal contact marks. Even if raw production totals weren't microscopic, the survival rate in high grade is throttled by real-world circulation and storage habits. In the 1970s, think coin jars, mixed bags, and no protective capsules. Add in the fact that many mint set coins were eventually cracked out or mishandled, and you get a market where MS-level pieces, particularly those with booming cartwheel luster and sharp devices, command premiums. The takeaway: scarcity is less about the year existing and more about how few examples remain nice enough to excite advanced collectors and registry competitors. Let's set expectations with a tiered framework you can apply while watching. Heavily circulated, good, fine, clear wear across the portrait and arms often trades at aura, little above face value to a modest collector premium. Moderately circulated VFEFX, better detail in feathers and shield, but friction is obvious. These can bring a modest collectible premium, especially if clean and undamaged. About uncirculated IU50 astronomical units 5/8, nearly mint state with slight rub on the highest points, attractive IU coins can sell well to type date collectors. Mint state MS60M64, full mint luster with bag marks, prices rise quickly if the coin has good eye appeal. Choice gem MS65 plus. This is where big money can appear for 1972. Few coins make it this high due to marks in the fields and softness on details. Auction comps for certified gem pieces can be multiples higher than raw MS. Condition is king. A single grade bump at the high end can represent a large jump in value, so consider third-party grading if your coin truly looks top tier. While 1972 isn't famous for a marquee headline variety like the 1966 round silver, there are always hunt targets worth checking. Minor die cracks threading through the arms, cuds where a piece of the die breaks away at the rim, die clashes leaving faint ghosted outlines in the fields or off-center strikes that visibly shift the design. Even small anomalies can add collector interest, particularly when the base coin is a tougher date. Use a 10 loop and good side lighting to sweep the devices and fields, especially the shield quarters and the lettering where die fatigue often first shows. If you suspect an error, take clear non-glare photos. Errors sell on clarity and documentation. Two 1972s graded the same can be worlds apart in value. A strike and eye appeal diverge. On the obverse, inspect the hair details and ear on the portrait for fullness. On the reverse, study the emu legs and kangaroo fur plus the fine lines in the mantling and the tiny cross hatching within shield quarters. Look for clean frosty devices against flashing luster in the fields. That contrast is premium. Bag marks in open fields are the silent killer of grades. Rotate the coin under light and map where those hits live. If you've got a coin with minimal chatter, bold details, and no distracting color or spots, you're in the conversation for a submission. If your coin might be O2MS, think about third-party grading. PCGS and GC Fees only make sense if comps justify it, so compare your coin carefully. 2. Online photo grade guides, whether you submit or not, protect value with non-PVC flips or better direct fit capsules. Avoid over-cleaning. Any abrasive work will crater value faster than you can say hairlines. For selling, presentation matters. True to life photos, neutral background and angled shots that show luster. If certified, highlight the grade, certification number, and true view style. Images, if raw, be transparent about any ticks or tone. Trust builds bids. For maximum exposure, consider major auction platforms for top grade, or error pieces, and reputable dealers for swift, hassle-free transactions. Mid-tier coins can do well on collector marketplaces if your photos pop and your description answers questions before they re-asked. Timing the market around numismatic shows or after fresh price guide updates can help. If you rebuying, prioritize I appeal over sheer grade text. Some MS62s outshine baggy MS6 for S, and always compare recent sold listings instead of asking prices. The market pays for quality, proof, and story, not hype. Weight, shape correct. 12-sided copper, nickel, no plating or novelty. Surfaces, no cleaning. Hairlines, no harsh scratches, minimal rim bumps. Luster, continuous cartwheel under rotation, dull wear or dipping. High point, friction check. Portrait, hair and ear, reverse creatures and shield. Strike, sharp detail in mantling and crown pearls. Soft strikes, discount. Varieties, errors, cracks, cuts, clashes, off-center. Photograph clearly. If MS candidate, consider grading. Verify comps to justify fees. Storage, non-PVC flips, capsules, low humidity, handled by the edges only. Selling, clear macro photos, honest description, recent sold comps. Keep notes where acquired, cost, any provenance can add charm. If this breakdown helped you judge your 1970 to 50 cent, please like the video. It tells the algorithm that long-form coin content deserves a place on your feed. Subscribe for weekly deep dives on Australian, UK, and US key dates, and tap the bell so you'll actually see the next one. Members get early access to select videos, a monthly live Q&A, and downloadable grading checklists. To join, hit the join button beneath the video. Share your finds and questions down below. If you post clear photos, I lines try to weigh in, and if you want me to cover another year or denomination, next comment your pick. Your suggestion might be the next upload. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.